Wakia Murasaki, one of the most narcissistic, spoiled, and cunning characters in all of Beyblade Burst that everyone flippin' loves. I mean, who doesn't love Wakia? He's a brat, but he's our brat. And in today's video, we are going to count down 10 facts about everyone's favorite defense type user, Wakia. Fact number 1. Did you know that Volt and Wakia actually had a rematch in the manga after Volt's original victory during the district tournament? Yep, that's right. Well, in the anime, Volt only battles him once. In the manga, they actually meet again in the qualifiers for the national tournament. Instead of Volt facing off against his close friend Rantaro, he has to be a much stronger, intimidating opponent in Wakia, who according to the manga is an A-ranked blader compared to Volt, who is a D-ranked blader. This tournament is also the first time we see dual layers in the manga. Originally, all the characters just owned single layer Beyblades, but during the national qualifying arc, all the main characters upgrade their Beyblades to dual layers, making Wakia's new Wild Wyvern with the free spinning orbit driver even more intimidating. The only reason Volt won this battle was because of his variable driver slightly awakening and a lot of plot armor. Also, Wakia is flippin' jacked. Fact number 2. In the anime, Wakia owns the only Beyblade that has never been seen bursting, Jet Wyvern. That's right, although Jet Wyvern is a terrible Beyblade in real life, in the anime, it is a killer defense type Beyblade that surprisingly is the only Beyblade to never be depicted bursting. Most Beyblades when they are introduced are initially extremely powerful, but to show the main character's growth, they are eventually beaten in a flashy way, and what's more flashy than a burst? So that's been the fate of every Beyblade up until this point, but oh no, the mighty Jet Wyvern changed that with its amazing Just Driver that literally scrapes on the slightest touch. Like, it's terrible in real life, but you know, in the anime it's amazing, so let's not talk about it. Fact number 3. Wakia Murasaki is voiced by a woman named Yu Kobayashi in Japan, who voices iconic characters such as Black Maria from One Piece, Sasha from Attack on Titan, and Dan Kuso from Bakugan. Holy moly, Wakia is voiced by the same person who voices the main character of Bakugan. That's absolutely wild. I remember as a kid there was like the big three. There was Pokemon, Beyblade, and Bakugan. It's crazy to think that the Beyblade and the Bakugan world share something in common. It's like the Bakugan theme song. Two worlds collide on the inside. Ba-dum. Okay, let's move on to the next fact. Fact number 4. Did you know that in the manga, Wakia never brings his team to fight with BC Soul? Instead, the first time we see Wakia is him getting absolutely destroyed by Red Eye and Legend Spriggan, which then leads to him calling Volt, Rantaro, Kuza, and Daigo to look for Red Eye and defeat him. This makes way more sense than in the anime where Wakia just somehow finds out that she's missing, and through technology they're somehow able to track him down in the middle of Mexico. Also, why is Kuza here and not Ken? Ken was part of the original Bay Club, and it would have been extremely fitting for him to join. I guess the authors just really liked Kuza and hated Ken for some reason, because you know, they even brought Kuza back and had him joining BC Soul, as if they didn't already have enough useless characters with no plot relevance to deal with. Like, does anyone remember this guy? Like, who the heck was Anton? Anyway, I'm done rambling. Let's move on to the next fact. Fact number 5. While many bladers show similarities to their Beyblade, Wakia takes it to the extreme. Wakia might as well just be the living version of Wild Wyvern. His round, spiky haircut is similar to Wyvern's jaggy, circular layer shape. He is, of course, wearing his iconic purple shirt with red dragons, similar to his purple and red dragon Beyblade. And finally, he tends to get extremely defensive because of his massive ego, symbolizing how Wild Wyvern is a defense type. Alright, that last one might have been a bit of a stretch, but Wakia is truly just the human version of Wyvern. Just look at him. Fact number 6. In this fact, I thought it'd be fun to go over all of Wakia and Wyvern's battles throughout the whole anime, just to see how good of a blader he truly was, as he claims to be the best actually, so let's find out. We're only going to go over his battles with significant characters, so his win over Haruto, like Naruto's lost cousin or whatever. Haruto, why would they name a character Haruto? Anyway, so his win against Haruto isn't really that big of a deal, so we're not gonna go over it. Alright, let's get started. His first significant match was against Volt, where Volt initially lost, but then 2 episodes later, Volt had a rematch, and this time he manages to win. Next, he has a battle with Hoji, which of course he beats, I mean it's Hoji. Then in episode 25, Wakia and his main man Hoji battle Zack at the same time, and somehow they're both utterly defeated. I mean, I guess Hoji doesn't really matter, he's Hoji again. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm bashing on Hoji so much. Anyway, the next time we see Wakia battle is against Yugo in the national qualifiers. Yugo is the owner of the feared Tree Beyblade Yggdrasil, but Wakia somehow bested him. I don't know how he did it. The Tree Beyblade is amazing. Then we got a few battles in Wakia's vacation mansion where they used that Chomping Spikes stadium. If you guys want to see that stadium in real life, I made a whole video about it and you should go check it out if you haven't. Anyway, there he actually loses to Rantaro and Daigo, but is able to beat Volt and Ken. Afterwards, they all go over to fight Xander in the Sword Flame Club, and Wakia gets absolutely destroyed. Finally, to train for the national tournament, he battles and beats Hoji again, and then in the national tournament, he loses to Shu Kurenai. But really, who is the real loser that battle? Wyvern and Wakia in that battle cracked Storm Spriggan, which led to Longinus absolutely obliterating them. Next, we're on to the Evolution series, where he versed BC Soul and was able to beat Rantaro, but then proceeded to lose against Volt, Silas, and then Rantaro again, because I don't know, they decided to rematch him for some reason, just for the heck of it. Next, after those shameful losses, he loses again, but this time to a stronger opponent. He loses to Red-Eye in a battle royale, and then gets destroyed by Joshua Burns like the very next episode, another Big 5 member. Finally, his last battle in Evolution was against, I guess another Big 5 member, Xander, in which he of course lost. Next up, we don't see Wakia until the Surge series, where he absolutely destroys Drum, Iga, Rantaro, Hyuga, and Hikaru, winning 5 out of the 6 battles he participated in. Dang, I guess Jet Wyvern is just a flippin' beast in the anime. Anyway, this means that Wakia won 12 official Beyblade battles and lost 13 battles, giving him a win record of 48%, which isn't great, but it also isn't terrible. Fact number 7. While a lot of people like to talk about the rivalry between Shu and Volt, before the Beyblade series even started, Wakia was the original rival to Shu. Wakia was considered to be a Beyblade genius just like Shu Kurenai, but just couldn't seem to keep up with him. We even have a flashback of Wakia losing to Shu in the past district tournament, and in the anime he sees Shu as the only blader who has the ability to defeat him, which considering Wakia's huge ego means he has the utmost respect for Shu. Then of course, like I said before, we have their duel in the national tournament where they had a long fought battle, and although Shu did come out as the victor, Wakia and Wyvern were the ones to first put the nail in Storm Spriggan's coffin. Low-key, Wakia and Wyvern were the ones to break Spriggan, not Longinus, if we're being honest. Fact number 8. In Japan, Wakia speaks with a Kansai dialect. A Japanese dialect, to those who might not know, is similar to the different accents we have around America. Just like how in the US we have different accents depending on which state you live in, like a Jersey or a Texan accent, Japan has area accents as well. Those who speak with the Kansai dialect are perceived to be viewed as more funny or talkative, which is interesting because it doesn't really fit Wakia's character that well. Although after he is defeated by Volt, he does play the comic relief role quite a bit, and I guess it does feed into his ego because it gives him more individualism. Fact number 9. In this fact, I want to go over all of Wakia's special moves with his partner Beyblade Wyvern. The first special move he's ever been shown doing was the shield launch, where he is able to launch his Beyblade Wyvern directly into the center of the stadium to defend against attacks, which is honestly kind of a lame special move in a series where Beyblades create impenetrable barriers and steal their opponent's life force, but you know, to each their own. His second special move is the shield crash, where Wyvern uses its opponent's attack to move towards the edge of the stadium and then falls back to the center, gaining momentum and crashing into them. He also has an upgrade version of this called the Hyper Shield Crash, where he travels even farther up the stadium and gains even more momentum. Then, after Wyvern evolves into Tornado Wyvern, Walkia comes up with a new special move called the Tempest Shield, where Wyvern uses its free spinning ring god gimmick and creates a wall of wind. Jet Wyvern has a very similar special move called Jet Shield, which basically does the same thing. And then finally we have his final special move called Super Tempest Attack. This is basically the same thing as Vault's Winged Launch. Wyvern just rides the ridge of the stadium to gain speed and then bounces off the wall to launch at his opponent. Fact number 10. For the final fact, I couldn't really think of anything super big, so I thought it'd be fun to go over a couple of small facts about Walkia. So small fact number 1, his birthday is on September 8th. Small fact number 2, his blood type is B, which for those who don't know, in Japan a lot of people correlate blood type with personality, even though they aren't really correlated at all. Kinda like how people here talk about horoscopes. Anyway, according to Japan, people with type B blood are known to be easygoing, honest, bubbly, and tend to speak their mind no matter what others might think. That last part does kind of fit Walkia, but the first few definitely do not. Small fact number 3. He has a huge fear of heights, which is kind of funny since we see him a lot on planes. And finally, our last small fact number 5. Walkia won 5th place in the April 2020 Beyblade popularity poll, and that's honestly pretty impressive. Anyway, that was 10 facts about Walkia Murasaki. If you liked the video, please subscribe and leave a like, it really helps us out. And yeah, thank you for watching the video, and because you stayed so long, I'll leave you with a bonus fact. Walkia is gay for Hoji. Bye.